you turn back towards the front screen, watch, you'll be cruising across the track.
Hi there.
Hello.
Whoop.
Here for
Toy Story? Yep.
How many?
Just one?
Okay.
Hi everybody, I'm Peter Skiera, aka Stations Guy. Welcome to another edition of Recommended Stations here on YouTube. I feel like I'm in Blair Witch Project or something. I guess we should go like this, you know, up my nose, and I should be crying or something. Like the shirt, by the way. I'm here today, or tonight, at the Ocala Drive-In in Ocala, Florida. A bit of a distance from where I live, but since I do things vintage and retro, I thought this would be a great episode for today's show. And so made my way up to this vintage drive-in, which opened up originally in 1948. And I'm here watching Toy Story 5, which just came out last week. And I saw, I think, pretty much all the Toy Story films in the franchise, and I feel very strongly that the first film is the best, which usually is the case. The sequels don't usually outmatch the very first one, but second one was pretty good. Third one I thought was kind of icky and very, very dark for a children's animated movie. Fourth was okay, and so far the fifth is turning out to be really great, and it's gotten very good reviews for the most part. $6 to get in, and I'm actually using a Como audio speaker. I don't know how well you can see it here, but I kind of wanted to simulate the drive-in experience with having a single mono speaker. They don't have, you know, the original speakers here. Those are all gone. The posts are still here, and the wiring is still under the ground, but the speakers are gone, and they do what most drive-ins do now. They have like a low-level FM transmitter that sends it to your car radio or portable speaker, whatever you may have. Sound quality obviously much better than a drive-in speaker, but I was kind of hoping they'd have maybe some originals still out there for people who wanted that, but they don't. They're all gone. I've been to a drive-in before. I was at a drive-in when I was a kid. My parents took me to see, it was called The $1 Million Duck, a Disney film starring Sandy Duncan. And I was a strange child. I still am. It's very kind of cerebral and serious, and I spent the whole movie wondering how a duck could possibly lay a golden egg, and I really didn't enjoy the film because that was continually replaying in my brain of how this could be possible. And I've been to others since then. I saw Star Wars in 1978 at a drive-in, and about 28 years ago I went to a drive-in in Massachusetts on a date. I think it was my first date with this woman that I met at a Catholic singles dance, and being the retro geek that I am, I wanted to do something retro, and I thought, well, let's do what a lot of people did in the 50s and go to a drive-in on our first date. So that's what we did. I don't remember what films we saw. They were horror films because we both loved horror films. Trying to find a lady who likes horror films is not easy. And I fell asleep during the movie. I could feel my eyelids getting very heavy, and I sort of jolted myself up and said, no, I gotta stay awake here on a date. And I eventually just gave in. I fell asleep. You know, most people, they can't remember what movies or movie they saw because they're busy making out. That wasn't me. I was busy sleeping. And I don't know if my date didn't realize it, which I'd find a little hard to believe, or she just was being very nice and didn't want to embarrass me and put me on the spot, and she never said anything. And we had a second date and so on and so on. We ended up dating for about 6 months, and then she dumped me. But it was, I thought it was very gracious and very nice of her not to put me on the spot like that. So, not the greatest experiences at the drive-in, but this experience has been great. It was a long drive to get here. It's going to be a long drive late at night home, but went to the snack bar, got a cheeseburger and some fries and a large drink, all for $8.99, which you can't beat. I don't know where you can get that. Certainly not in a movie theater. And then I sat down, or I didn't sit down, John sat down. I stood up and did a little interview with John, the man who owns this theater. So I'll be playing that shortly. But that's about it, so roll it.
Turned off or covered throughout the feature. That is headlights, brake lights, fog lights, daytime running lights. It is your responsibility to make certain your lights are turned off or covered. It disrupts the quality of the picture on the screen and disturbs the people in front of you and behind you. If you see lights on the vehicle, the building, or the screen in front of you, look in your rearview mirror. If you do not see lights, not hard to figure out whose lights they are. It is your lights. Please turn them off or cover them.
You want the same plate? Yeah. Let's see. They want 2 pieces. I'm gonna have to throw another one in. So hold on just a second. You're good? Got a penny? Yes. Okay, all fine. Okay. Gotcha. Thanks very much.
That's a Coke. Everybody says, Dr. Pepper.
Let me help you, sir.
Hi there. Are you Nancy? Oh, okay.
Nancy hasn't been here for about 4 years.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to get the cheeseburger deluxe meal with Coca-Cola.
Large Coke?
Yes, please.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that'll do it.
Good hot coffee, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron of this drive-in.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
The Ocala Drive-In now offers our new self-serve dog wash located by the main entrance of the drive-in, open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. till midnight. No more back-breaking tasks, leaning over the tub, or total mess to clean up at home. Simply open the door, guide your pet in, attach the safety chain, and your dog will enjoy a bath with perfectly regulated water temperature every time. Using the Minimax manufactured by iClean, the #1 manufacturer worldwide of self-serve dog washes, is easy, safe, and fast. Simply select the product you want at the time, and the quality shampoo, conditioner, or flea treatment comes directly out of the water nozzle. Your dog becomes a little restless, or you simply want a little extra time to work the shampoo or conditioner into their fur, press the pause button and the timer will stop. When ready to proceed to the next step, push the product button desired and move on. Then dry them with the warm 2-speed blow dryer. Once done, remove your pet and press the free 30-second sanitize button to rinse the tub clean and have it ready for the next pet. You and your furry friend will love the quality, mess-free, stress-free bath they receive here at the Ocala Drive-In.
Once again, we join the adorable penguin family in their quest for fun, adventure, and delectable treats along the highways and byways of America.
Penguins? Not again! I'm thirsty. Me too. Uh-oh. Looks like another job for Clark Crow. Here goes! Charge! That should do it. Now, how about something cold and refreshing for those dry throats?
I'd like a Diet Coke.
I'll take an ice cold Coke.
Sprite for me, thanks.
There's plenty of popcorn and candy, too.
4 score. I mean, 4 more cups of Coke, please.
Fully!
We cannot tell a lie.
Coke is it?
Now it's your turn to join me at the snack bar for some wonderful refreshments.
Visit our concession for plenty of fresh-made pizza, hot buttered popcorn, hamburgers, hot dogs, french fries, mozzarella sticks, dogs in a blanket, fried green tomatoes, salads, wings, nuggets, cold drinks, candy, and more at very reasonable prices. Try something off the Taste of New Orleans menu, the muffalata, the signature sandwich of New Orleans, a 9.5-inch round Italian bread shipped in from Gambino's Bakery in New Orleans, filled with ham, salami, mortadella, provolone cheese, Swiss cheese, topped with an olive dressing and toasted. The signature sandwich of New Orleans, the muffalata, feeds up to 4 people, buy it by the whole or by the half. Try our Cajun catfish platter, our New Orleans-style roast beef po' boy, shrimp po' boy, catfish po' boy, or ham and cheese po' boy. Something for everybody's taste and everybody's budget is available in the concession. I'd like to remind you the food voucher you received at the ticket box is worth its face value toward the purchase of any item on our menu. So please visit the concession.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find a pot of gold.
Ah, there, and I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Anything that's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream, piping hot coffee, delicious hot dogs. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar of their drive-in theater.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Try our new seafood platter, freshwater catfish and Gulf shrimp, Seasoned and fried to perfection. Stuffed crab, hush puppies, french fries, and coleslaw. Only $16.99, now available in our concession.
This is where the magic happens. Oh my.
Issue with the projector. I can't take care of that.
I've never seen a projector so big. And it's like what, 95 grand, something like that?
Yeah. Actually, a replacement for that now at today's cost would be about 136.
And how far are we from the screen? About?
From the screen, 197 feet from the screen to the front of that leg.
That's got a pretty good throw then, huh?
They actually had to have a special leg by that projector to build that screen at that distance. When I did the second projection up there, the second screen, I basically built the projection room to meet the projector as opposed to have to have a special projector designed to meet the screen. This was already here, so I had to, this one here had to be customized.
So this is the original projection room?
Yeah, this is the original projection room. Originally there was two projectors in here for film.
Yeah.
That fact, when I started in 2011, we were running the original 1948 Brinker projector that was put in here. And it was running fine.
Was it?
Oh yeah. Them things were built to last. You know.
So do you still have it somewhere? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it in the storage unit up here. And now we're built back on the wall. Women working in the factory, and that's when that was built.
And you converted to digital when, like 2012 or?
2013.
2013.
November 13.
And did you go kicking and screaming, or?
I held out the lamp as long as I could hold out. You know, held out as long as I could. I kind of miss the old film days. You know? These are nothing but computers, basically. That's a big computer and an LED screen in there, so it'll never last as long as the old projector.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's not to think about. I'm not quite sure how long it's long. When I was a kid, things were built to last.
Oh yeah.
You know, and actually, I was on the Mississippi coast for Hurricane Katrina in 2005, and I had a television in my bedroom on the dresser that was the original television, the first color TV that my mother ever got in 1965. It was a True Tone portable, big old box, little bitty screen, color TV, and in 2005 when the Katrina come through, I was watching the Weather Channel on that TV. You'll never get one today like that.
No.
That'll last like that, you know.
So if everything's digital, how do you physically get the film? Do they email you something?
See the little hard drive right there? On the bottom underneath the projector. You see that hard drive right there?
This thing?
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's how they come in now. Plug it into the projector, what they call ingested it. I download that version into the projector, and then it's an all encrypted file. They send an electronic key to unlock it for whatever time span I've negotiated a contract. So in other words, if it's a 1 week or 2 week show that we negotiated, they will send me a key that, like tomorrow's movie, will unlock tomorrow at 6 a.m. and next Thursday night or Friday morning at 2 a.m. it'll lock back down, and it'll be in my projector, but I can't show it until I get a new key from them. If I decide.
And you have to mail it back to them, or?
Oh, yeah. The hard drives go back to them. And send it back to Deluxe. They reuse them, but yeah, they keep a tight rein on them. They can tell you exactly how many times you've used it, and like I said, if you negotiate a contract for Friday through Thursday night, the key is only good for that time frame.
How did you find out about this place and end up buying it?
Actually, my family grew up in the theaters. We go back to 1913. My grandfather was a projectionist in New Orleans in 1913.
He started a union, right?
Yeah, right. And my dad was a projectionist. My brother and I were projectionists. Our sons were projectionists. And I always had a passion for drive-ins, and I always said I would open my own drive-in one day, and everybody just kind of thought I was crazy. After Katrina hit the Gulf Coast, I come down to Florida, it's a Cocoa area, we got 2 sisters down there, and I got a job over there, and I was sitting there one night just reminiscing about drive-ins, and I pulled up a list of all the drive-ins that used to be in Florida, and I got on there, I was Googling to see what was where they used to be, and I stumbled across this one here. It had been closed for a while, but most of it was still here, you know, and the property owner lived in Chicago. His dad had bought it in 1963. I contacted him and worked out a deal and come over. They looked at it, and next thing you know, I was in it.
You looked at it and you still bought it anyway.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I pretty much had my mind set before I even contacted him. It was going to be a done deal. It's what I always wanted to do.
Because it was kind of dilapidated, right?
Yeah. It was. The parking area was grown up with weeds. The screen was wide from the road, and the concession was in really bad shape. The roof had caved in the concession, and the lobby part there. If you just walk through my kitchen area, that was nothing but an old storage room. Yeah, it was in really bad shape. But there was enough of it to do what I wanted to do. You know, it took almost a year between working the job, coming over on weekends and stuff like that, to work on it. But you know, it's basically it's a passion. You gotta have a passion, but you're not gonna get rich in the driving theater. Now that the price of the charge and the price that the film companies charge, they get most of the ticket value. So you know, you can make a good living, but when people say, "Oh man, you got the perfect job. You open at 7, you're done about 1 o'clock in the morning." Yeah, I got 12 acres of land. That's the building that is 78 years old. So yeah, I got a lot of time to waste. You know, there's always something to do here.
Well, I went to the last time I was in a drive-in was about 28 years ago in Massachusetts, and I was in the snack area. And I guess I was chatting with the owner. I didn't know he was the owner. And I said, "Boy, this place is great. A lot of it's still original. I love this." He says, "Great. You want to buy it?"
Yeah. You know, the sad part is, every year when the winter comes in and the theaters closed for the season, there's at least 10 to 12 every year that they're not reopened. You know, the cost of labor is so high. The film companies want most of the ticket value. It's hard to get people to work that want to work. You know, they get offended if you ask them to put their cell phone down and do something with their check. You know, you know, it's just and then with the streaming on television now, and the lack of good family movies. It's really becoming a more industry to survive, you know. And most of the ones that are still operating have been in the families passed down through generations, and they're ready to retire themselves, and their kids don't want nothing to do with it because they were raised in it and worked their butt off all in it, and the property value exceeds the price of the business, you know, and that's what it comes down to,
right?
You know, I mean, this place here, the property value here is worth way more than this.
Yep.
You know, I got 12 acres of commercial property facing the state highway. You know, 900 something front footage on that highway there. the property value was more than I could ever make out.
So when you decide you're going to retire, is there a plan to keep it going, or are you just going to sell it?
I really don't know. I've talked to my kids, my son, my daughters, and my son shows some interest in it, but whether he will or not.
Now the screen that's behind us, you put that in what, 10 years ago?
August of 16.
Yeah. And the one that's in front of us, there's like an apartment in there or something.
Right. The original. If you look at the other side, you see the windows upstairs. The port that comes out on the front, on the lower part, and the back on the lower part, that was added on in the 70s, and they cut it to downstairs and made a pawn shop out of it. But the original owners lived in the screen tower. They had a living room, kitchen, and an office downstairs. And upstairs was three bedrooms and a van.
Wow, I can't believe they fit that in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I actually stayed in there for quite some time when I first started.
Is it livable, or is it like falling apart? Or
no, it's very much livable. Well, the upstairs definitely is. Downstairs, we had a little problem a few years ago, drainage problem, and the trench rain backed up, and the downstairs not that much water in it. I think the problem's been resolved. Once you got that much water in it, I just got it downstairs again. I've got another building in the back that I'm staying in now.
Yeah, the guy in the ticket booth was telling me about the flood, and he said that somebody had to rescue you with a ladder from the second floor or something. You were kind of trapped in there.
They brought me a ladder to come out the steps. They really have to rescue me. I mean, I couldn't walk through the water, but they brought a ladder so I wouldn't have to walk. The electric was still, I couldn't get my hand to turn it off. Wasn't too happy about walking through water.
Right, yeah, right.
Just something about that just didn't go right.
No. So are you from New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's not a New York accent you have.
No.
And what brought you down to Florida?
Well, like I said, I had moved when I was about 17 or 18. We had moved to the Mississippi coast to Bay St. Louis, which was ground zero for Hurricane Katrina. I had 20 feet of water above my house, above the rooftop of my house, and from where it used to be. And I was actually in the non-flood zone, But so after the storm, I rebuilt the house, and just couldn't make a living down there. There was nothing hardly. There was no infrastructure even. So I had two sisters that lived in Cocoa. So I came down here and got a job as a maintenance supervisor at a condo on the beach side there. And I was there for 7 years. And in the meantime, I had my own business here, so I was working on it.
So you're doing this full time, or you do?
Oh, yeah. I believe it's a full-time job.
I'm sure. And then I was doing some research, and I think there are 4 here in Florida that are still operational.
Yeah, there's us. We have the Silver Moon in Lakeland, the Joyland in Dade City, and the Ruskin.
Yep.
That's,
but you're like the oldest.
There was 9 of us in Florida.
Oh, 9. Oh.
Yeah, there was 9.
But this opened originally in '48, so you're probably the oldest, if not one of the oldest.
So originally opened in March of 1948. They started construction in December of '47. Actually, I was in contact with several years back. I had, nowadays everybody's got a camera with them. Back in the day, people didn't have cameras all day. And I was looking for older pictures of the drive-in, of what it originally looked like. And I actually go down on Facebook, and I had a lady contact me one day and Sunday. Said that she heard I was looking for information on the old drive-in. I said, well, I was actually looking for pictures of things. She said, oh yeah, my dad built it. Her name was Roberta. She was a dyer. Her maiden name was Dyer. She was Smith. She lived in DeLand. She was 89 years old at the time. and she gave me the full rundown on how they ended up building it here, and then moved back to Kentucky and so forth. And it was really nice talking to her. She told me she would get in touch with her baby sister. That the sister had the photo album of the family. If anybody had a picture of it, and the sister, and she could call me back. It was funny. She called me back about 8 o'clock. Her is 89, the sister's 87. She called me back about 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. Said, "John, this is Bertie. I just want to let you know I didn't forget about you, baby, but I don't know where that child would be at this time of the night, but I'm trying to get in touch with her." Okay. And, but she was very, very soft on me. She described the inside of the tower of the building, the walking in, the original concession. She described it all. Very soft. Unfortunately, she passed away about a year ago.
It's great that you put that effort into seeing what it looked like originally, and so I think I read you spent like 6 figures getting this place back together again.
And it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
But it's a passion. It's what I wanted to do.
Now, do you ever do anything retro, like for Halloween? Do you play like old horror films or anything like that?
I have several times. I've tried it. The all-night horror fest,
Yep.
like we used to have it back in the day, and the film companies each want so much for the movies that not enough people showed up for it. Each time I did it, I lost money.
Oh, that's too bad.
And so it's not against it, I have done some horror shows here. The gentleman that was handling the horror shows that we did was from the villages, Ken Hall and Ken stuff is way up in the Navy there. He's retired from the horror shows. If I could find somebody that had good connections, I would like to do another horror show too. We've done everything here from during COVID. We had church here, we had live bands here, we've done the Rocky Horror Picture Show with a lot of shadow cast several times. That was a big thing back in the day.
Oh yeah.
We've done it all, and in the tradition of the old drive-in, I do not start the night without the national anthem. That was the thing back in the day. You always had the national anthem and the marches, and that's 2 things that I made sure that I left the tradition.
Right. Yeah. Well, I have to say your food in the snack bar is very good, and the prices are very, very reasonable.
Well, that's where we make our money. The company operating, we make about 20% of the ticket sales. It's a concession that supports us, and people don't realize that. Most people don't. And I keep my prices as reasonable as I can, because if not, it's the vehicle, and then we have to close it,
Yeah.
I've also brought a change to the menu that you won't find down here anywhere. I have completely them all in the menu on there. Catfish platter, seafood platter, roast beef po' boy, muffalata, shrimp po' boy, catfish po' boy. And I have all my bread shipped in from Camping to the bakery out of New Orleans to make sure that it's authentic. And that's something you will not find in this area anywhere.
Exactly.
We have a lot of campers that stay the night here, especially during the winter months now. This website called Corpus Host. It's a website that campers join, and I think they pay $99 a year. There's like 10,000 places in the country that they can spend a night free, one night without hookups. And I signed up with them, and if they just want their free night, we walk them in the side beer over there. If they want to watch the movie, they have to pay like everybody else, And I've got over 500 reviews on their website in 18 months that I've been doing it, and I've got over 1,100 reservations with them, and all of them, if you go back and look at all the shows and read the reviews on there, they all rave about the Wallens with most of them up the bottom. Catfish thing.
So what else do you have a flea market on weekends?
Flea market, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah.
And
I have a self-serve dog washer put in the front door.
I saw that. I've never seen one of those before.
Yeah. It's a really nice setup. It's a very expensive machine. And you bring the dog in, and it's like a car wash. You push shampoo, rinse, conditioner, push the button, and the chemical comes out of the spray nozzle for the dog.
No waxing, though.
What?
No waxing.
No waxing, no. But you can do complete treatment or conditioner.
Oh.
You know? And it's got a 2-speed blow dryer. You know, and the dog is inside the unit there, which put them about waist height, so you're not bending over the tub or something like that. And there's 2 chains that you flip on their collar to keep them jumping out. It's really top of the line.
Well, I'm sure people who have pets or the people who stay in the RVs, they must appreciate it.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I actually didn't get it in for the RV thing has slowed down a little bit now. We do really well when from November to Easter, when they come on their way down and they're on their way back up. You know, we catch a lot of them. Excuse me, catch a lot of them on their way down, and depending on how far down they went, we get a lot of them will book on their way back up. We get sporadic with, you know, a few here, a few there this time of the year, but it really helped on the winter months. I said I signed up November of 24 with them, no, 25, November 25. Yeah, November 25. No, 24. I'm sorry, 24. Election year. But I was at the voting poll and met this couple, and they were asking about if we let RV stay here, and they were telling me that they were members of Palmer Sodas. And I come back immediately and contacted the website there and made arrangements to join them, which made it very unique compared to what they normally have. They normally, most of what they have are wineries, breweries, farms, stuff like that. So this was something really unique for them. And you know, it used to be for years, when cool weather started coming up north, everybody said, oh, the snowbirds are coming, the snowbirds are coming. That's probably a generation. Yep, it's also the generation that can't see the drive at night. They're scared to be out at night. They lock themselves in the house at night, and as soon as the sun goes down, they're sleeping. Okay, yep, that's the same generation. That's my generation. I just don't have that luxury, you know. And but with the motorhome deal, they're going to be in that motorhome no matter where, you know. So it has really got me a clientele that I normally would not have gotten. They, like I said, and I know it for a fact from the car shows that we've had some great big car shows, 350, 400 vehicles here during the day, and playing on a movie gear to them for that night. And as soon as the sun starts to get behind those trees there, the shadows start to come across the parking lot, it's like a mass exit. They all want to get home from more north. And you end up out of 350 to 400, you might hit 6 or 8. You know, so I know the situation, you know. They never did, you know, affect my business one way or the other, but you know, it does help a lot.
Once you get this big projector going, is it pretty much on autopilot?
Yeah. And like tonight I had a little glitch. We must have a little power surge. It's like like a computer. You'll get a glitch every now and then. But basically, when the movie comes in, like tonight, I will go in there and I will ingest the movies for tomorrow. And once I do that, I build a playlist which is on my free show, and then the movie, and then the intermission, then the next movie. I put cues in there that will turn the lights on and off, the radio on and off. Actually, with that thing, I could actually set it to open and close the gate and turn the popcorn machine on.
Wow.
You know, people are getting used to learn the program on it, and took me a little bit longer because I'm not a computer person. I couldn't have that nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
Science fiction, you know. But with that being said, I can be any place. And I have seen me go back home for the holiday or something, and them call me, we got a problem, screen one didn't come on, or screen two didn't come on, or the sound didn't switch over, or lights or something, and I can get on my phone and cut down right into that projector, and I can control that projector from my phone or a laptop.
That's amazing.
If I was sitting right here.
Wow, that's amazing.
You know, but I got they're all networked into my computer right here, and I can sit here and turn the backward on or off, turn the lights on or off, everything I wanted to do.
Wow.
Just, you know, and I can do the same when I get into this computer through the internet. I can control them just like a bus. You know, I think about that all the time. My grandfather started right in the projector, you know, in the silent movie days, and you know, and it was a job. I mean, you had to go from one projector to the other every 20 minutes. To do the changeover, stuff like that. And I often wonder what he would think of this, because like I said, I could be anywhere in the world, as long as I have internet connection, I can control it. The only thing I can't do is change a physical part. If I go out of town, like tonight, all I would have to do is have any one of my employees take that voice drop, plug it in there, and then I can take it from there and do everything that's got to be done with it.
That's amazing. And is this here your low-level FM transmitter? Is that what this is?
My FM transmitter is over there by the window there.
Oh, okay.
This, I basically use this with the sound on the patio area. Stuff like that. We have a couple old fans down there. You can see it down on the bottom.
Yep. And you've got a microphone, you can make announcements and so forth.
And a lot of my pre-show for concession and stuff like that, you'll get my voice on it. I pre-recorded that, so I wouldn't have to be in here constantly to make the announcement at all. But I do get on there from time to time, depending on what the situation is, and make additional announcements, especially before the projector will actually get on, you know. If you get crowded or what have you, usually like Friday and Saturday night last week, we had such a large crowd in here. As soon as the credits started rolling, I got on there and thank the people for coming, reminded them to stay for the second feature, and try to convince most of them to no matter what direction they had to leave, to go south to the red light, make the U-turn if they're going north. But every time we had that big of a crowd, they try to cross the highway before they is an accident. You know, and it's like, I try to tell them, you know, is your family's life really worth a minute of your time? Take that right, go to the red light, make the U-turn where they're safe. Don't try to cross all four lanes.
Look at that, there's the old speaker.
That's one of the
That one of them ones from here? Yeah, when I came in, I asked the ticket taker guy, I was kind of hoping that maybe you'd have one row either in the front or in the back preserved with speakers for people who really want to experience the original, but he said no, it's just the wires and the poles are there, but the speakers are gone.
So bad when I got here. I've got a fair amount of speakers I thought about doing, but they run over these poles like left and right. You know, and that's always been an issue. As a matter of fact, that was my first job. I was 14 years old at the new drive-in in New Orleans on Metairie Road. And that was what I would do. I would go in there on a Saturday, and it was a twin screen theater. And I'd go in there on Saturday and walk every one of the rows and check every speaker and replace the ones that weren't working, and put them in the wheelbarrow and take them into the warehouse and then I go back Sunday and rebuild those speakers and have them ready for the next week, you know, and I just keep replacing them. And
because people would drive away with them, right?
Back in the day, I think every teenager had a speaker from one of the drive-ins, you know, so they would steal them, or they would just forget about it, and they take off, and then next thing you know, they pull them up, the wires out of the thing, or they run over the pole, or bust the windows out trying to, when they pulled it, you know. This is, everything's got its good and its bad side. The speakers were good into the point where everybody had their own sound, but they weren't the best quality sound, you know that. Now you tune into your radio, so your sound is as good as the quality of your system in your vehicle, you know.
And that sound that's on the hard drive as well, it comes from that?
Yeah. And, again, it's like anything else. You've been in the radio station, and you get a glitch where you have a dead spot somewhere. I mean, we have the transmitter that I have is only for short range, but even at that short range, weather conditions or certain things can. You could have a dead spot right here, and the connection has got perfect sound, you know, and there's no way of telling, you know.
You can't use too much power because you'll interfere with other stations.
Right, yeah, that's it, you know. And I've had to change my stations a couple of times because other stations come in or they increase their power, and it becomes an issue, you know. So it's, but all of the drive-ins have gone to this here. But I would love to have some speakers out there. It would the cost factor would be unbelievable. Take this parking lot.
Well, you'd be doing that all day, repairing speakers.
And you'd be out there every day doing it. Yeah. So.
Well, I was asking, what's the guy's name who takes the tickets?
That's Jeff.
Jeff. Yeah. I was asking him when I came in if he had any interesting stories, and he said one time somebody came in and another person, the guy was hiding in the trunk, so they didn't have to pay. And I guess you were around and they were trying to get the guy out of the trunk, and you walked by and said, hey, when he gets out, have him go and pay for his ticket.
Yeah. Oh, it's like anything. The drive-ins have never changed. We do gear more to the families. We have a lot of teenagers come in. We have but it hasn't really changed a whole lot. You know, what I like about it is it's almost like a town. When people come through that ticket box, you see them sitting outside before the movie. The kids are running around the grass area out there playing with other kids that they don't even know. The parents are sitting out there and talking to people next door. You don't see. It's rare to see anybody with a phone in their hand doing this. If they have a phone, they usually take a picture or something, you know. So it's kind of like a town phone, you know.
Well, I saw Star Wars as a kid at a drive-in with a family friend, and they had a station wagon. We were in back in our sleeping bags and our pajamas and pillows. Right. Watching Star Wars out in a drive-in. It was very cool. That's the best way to see Star Wars.
That's the thing. You talk to people from our generation, the drive-in when they're heyday, about an older movie. If they seen it at a walk-in, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I seen that movie. It was good." That's about the end of the conversation. If they seen it at a drive-in, they're going to tell you what drive-in they were at, what vehicle they were in, who was with them. It becomes a memory.
Yeah.
The walk-in theater is an overpriced movie. The drive-in is a memory.
Good way to put it. Is there something I should have asked you that I didn't, or something you want to re-emphasize or say?
No, not really. I appreciate you guys coming out like they do, keeping the tradition here alive. And please remember. It is the concession that supports us, and as hard as we try to make certain that everything is perfect, it's different than the walking in. The core lights affect the quality of the picture. Constantly on people about to put their core lights down. It's just be courteous to other people. Give people lights
That's
off.
part of the whole experience.
That's it. Be courteous to everybody else, and come out and enjoy yourself. Build memories with the family.
Well, it was so good to meet you and to talk to you. I appreciate your time.
Stations